So Doug, what was your overall experience during and after the melanoma clinical trial like?
It's quite a whirlwind. First of all, understanding, early on what you could experience is really important. But early signs when I started the trial, believe it or not, there was some very hopeful early signs and there was some rather negative early signs. So within 2 weeks of my first infusion, there was visible reduction of the tumor that had appeared. And that was extremely promising. But coupled with that, on the bad side, I had a rather active response in my liver, which forced a delay in the treatment. So we had to take a time out. So the early days were described as likely to experience several side effects. I did. We dealt with them and moved to finish the trial after 6 months with continuing signs of reduction in tumors in my lungs, scalp, and liver. That was very clear. So once you got through the trial, you go on the drug on a maintenance basis and they keep you on the trial. However, I did experience a pretty toxic reaction to the drug after about additional 2 months of therapy. So I did have an autoimmune response that resulted in hospitalization, and the output of that was I could no longer stay on the drug. But they had an indication that the drug was working and would continue to work, and it did, even though I wasn't taking it any longer. So I managed to, at the end of this long journey, the tumors subsided. They disappeared over the next 6 months, and I was no evidence of disease. So when you talk about learning on a research trial, the docs that were working with me were very pleased, and they learned a heck of a lot. So, and it helped me.
Yeah. So when you look back at it, a lot of people are afraid to go on trials because they're afraid of the toxicities, which
Right.
A lot of times are unknown or could be a long laundry list that patients could experience. So you had toxicity, but was that those side effects, considering that this was a serious disease that was life-threatening and was growing fast, was the possibility of getting those side effects and the reality of those side effects something that would deter you? Were any regrets in how you approached this? And would you do it again, knowing what you know?
Well, knowing the outcome, I would definitely do it again. It was a challenging period for myself and my family. A little touch and go when you have side effects like that. But it was, I knew I was in good hands. I knew I could work through it. I was healthy going into the disease, so I felt pretty good about that. But I knew the challenges and the risk of going on a trial with something new. But I also knew that the outcomes would outweigh those challenges, I felt deep down. And that helped me, with my decision. I would do it again, for sure.
Yeah, certainly in retrospect. Short period of toxicity for a long period of drug-free, normal, healthy survival is certainly a easy trade-off.
You got it.
Unfortunately, not everybody can be guaranteed to
Right.
have as good a result as you had.